All right, what's up, traders? 20 Trader checking in here. Today is March 5th. It's a Saturday. Just going over the markets. Excited for that open on Sunday. Had a great week. Really powerful. This flush has been impressive. The euro versus the Australian dollar is just crushing it right now. On Oanda, the spreads are really tight to like 1.5 on the spread. Beautiful trades. So what I want to talk about, so I'm gonna be watching definitely this Australian dollar versus US dollars looking pretty beefy to the long side. What happened there? There you go, to the long side. But we are approaching this 200, right? So I'm gonna try to stay out of this market, really focus on the euro Australian dollar, because this flush is incredible. But what I want to bring up is like price per trade and what time frame you're trading on. So let's say we're looking at the daily, right? In this case, it just flushed and you had no chance to really, it didn't come back to the 20, no real area of value. We're just flushing, right? And if you look at this from, let's go from the top down to that candlestick, you're looking at a 382.9 pip stop loss, which is pretty large, right? I'm not trying to put my stop loss at 300 pips. But if you take it down to the 4 hour, right? Same deal here. This thing's flushing, right? This thing's just been flushing for the last month. And let's measure this out. So, 3 times ATR right here. Now you're looking at 153 pips if you take this on the 4 hour time frame, right? So, and I mean, at that point, you would have made. If you caught this, you hit the 20, you went short, comes up, hits the 20, short, short, short. If you just took this trade, right, you're risking right there about 140 pips, 150 pips. If you took that trade and held it, you would have ended up making. We're at about 1,215 pips now, just on the flush, right? So 1,215 pips is insane. It's a lot. It's beautiful. Reason I'm talking about this is because I was making mistakes I was pushing real hard. I mean, it wasn't like a mistake. It was definitely profitable, but I was pushing real hard on the 15-minute time frame, right? So at this point, I'm putting on big weight and I'm only risking 30, 40 pips on the trades. And they end up flushing out, right? Diddled about and then it flushed down. Pop back up, broke super trend right here, and then ended up flushing again. So we're coming back into it. The war's still going on, so I don't see the euro going up anytime, in the this week. It could. I'm gonna watch the open and see if we get a solid bounce off of here. If we get a solid bounce, I may start taking the long side, but my super trend's got to flip. Typically, we got to be above 200, but just with this volatility, I'll trade super trend, the green flip or the red flip, if that makes sense. I'll trade both flips. Um, so yeah, long story short, what I'm trying to get at here is this: if you trade the 15-minute time frame with big weight, you're risking, you know, 40 pips, 30 pips, 25 pips in these miniature trades, right? So you're just basically scraping and scalping this. But if you pull back to the 1 hour time frame and you put on some big weight, you're looking at, 100. This is giving some buffer, 125 pips, right? And this, if you look at the deepest candles to the top, 145 pips, 137 pips. So if you just went to be safe and said, I'm going to risk 150 pips on this trade, right? On this trade, if you risked 150 pips, you would have made 1,200 pips, is the point. 1,250 pips if you just held that bad boy. Now, the caveat to this is I would enter weekly. All right. So I don't hold trades over the week, like when the market closed, because there are times that the market gaps. All right. What was gapping? Like Euro USD. I don't remember exactly which chart was gapping, but so what happens is when the market closes and you you get a war or something like this, it opens up with a down gap, right? There'll be a gap in this price. And depending on what you're holding, that can be it can wipe you out, right? So every Friday at 2 p.m. or 1:55 or 1:50, I close all trades. I'm not willing to hold and experience a big gap up or gap down. So that's what I wanted to bring up today, and just let you know what I'm looking at. My big play here is obviously Euro Australian dollar. Now, normally you look at this and you say, "Man, this thing is way overextended," right? It could snap back, and you're right, it can snap back. But one of the ways to mitigate that is look down to your 15-minute, your 30-minute time frame, right? 30-minute played that beautifully the whole way down. Look at that. Blah, 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 bow. The entire way down. So I'm gonna see market open, wait a couple hours and see what happens with this price. If price keeps flushing, I'm entering. I'm putting in hold on. This thing's old. I'm putting in a stop loss. Uh about 65 pips. This is a pretty big flat bottom with a triple ATR jumping off. So yeah, about 65, 70 pips. Just define your risk and then take the trade. So that's what I'm looking at. But I'm watching it both ways. Like I said, I mean it could change. Obviously, this has been going on for like 3 weeks, right? So March 4th and when to start off. Yeah, weeks on weeks since February 15th, and then even the top was back here. Obviously, I'm not gonna catch the top, but February 6th, the whole month has been selling off. So, does it sell off continually? We'll see. Hopefully, uh, But so that's what I got for you players. I stopped trading the stock market because I don't like the gaps. It takes forever. You know, I, the Forex price action is so beautiful. Like price action works here, you know. Like IWM and all that stuff. I was posting about it, but I just stopped trading it. It's not fun anymore. This is where price action lives, foreign exchange. So I'll check back in with you guys maybe midweek, maybe next week. But that's what I'm looking at. Euro Australian dollar. Big hitter, big fun. I'm talking to you soon. Next time I talk to you, I'll be trading at 20.